Well, hello there. Good evening. Good evening.
Howdy, peoples. What y'all doing? What y'all?
How's everyone doing today?
What's going on? Going on?
What's the happenings? What's the gigs? What's the gagas? What's the tea?
Any new developments? Any new things that are going on? Any new changes? Any things that are going? Any new happenings that are going on in everybody's lives?
I wish.
No. I see Eccentric is here. Yes. Listen, this is not a Wet Pocketbooks costume. Let's be clear. This is a part of the Epic Home Collection.
Oh, okay.
But this is the Epic Home Collection. Because when I'm in the house, I am lounging around with my cool beverage and my plastic straw, sipping, being very comfortable and very flowy in the Epic Home Collection. That's what we got going on. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
Before we get into anything, we have to talk about this.
Like we can't even start the show. Like it just can't even wait. He just gotta go.
Can't. It just can't.
Go, come on.
We have to one more time. I'm gonna pause it right here. So this was stunning to me. When I saw it, I mean, I don't really be looking at obviously I don't look at Zendaya like that, but I had never been like, oh, she's that bitch. But when I saw, listen, so here's all of the elements. First of all, that is a Robert. That is not a Bob. A Bob is informal. A Robert is formal. And the way that hair bounced and moved with her as she turned her head gave me what I needed. And then when she was like, and she just turns and knew exactly where her light was and everything, it just really gave me everything I was missing at home.
Come on, Sherelle. You better talk about it.
The dress was cute.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You didn't care. The dress was it was more her attitude and the hair that did it. The dress itself was cute, but it wasn't. The dress did not slay me. Her attitude and everything is what did it for me.
The dress was very pedestrian. That was made to be a looker. So it was kind of like an after, like all these colors on this dress to me come across as an after look, like an after fabrication modification or whatever.
And no, that was the runway dress that I saw.
But that's the feeling that I get. Like I feel like somebody said, "I'm gonna just zhuzh this little black dress up. I'm gonna add a little color here. That's what I felt like. That's for me. That's what I felt like. like you, I'm not necessarily checking for, and is her name Zendaya or Zendaya? Because I know I'm always pronouncing it wrong.
Her. Just
But
say her.
I'm not checking for, but I will say I've heard nothing but great things about her performances and a lot of other shows.
Yeah, she seems like a genuinely nice person, and she is very pro-black.
Right. And so I will give it to you that the attitude, listen, the hair, the movement, the bounce, the cut, like we're gonna get a new cut, a new color. Like it was.
Let me give her some bun. Let me give her new style, a new hairdo, a new cut, a new color.
Like
yes, it was
all
that.
of that was really good. The dress, like I said, didn't really knock me out, but I will say when she stood there in that pose, it's like for me, it's like the black girl power pose because I've seen women just in general do it, but when black women do it, like there's I always go back to Janet Jackson, but there's this picture of Janet Jackson where she's in this green dress and she's in Dubai on like some racetrack or whatever, and she's standing there. We're on this. She's short. She only like 5'2". She's real tiny, but maybe when I tell you she looked 19 feet tall when she's standing there, got that hip to the side, that leg kicked out, and that hair is blowing the way it is, and it's that right there is what got my attention, and I was like, okay, all right, I see it. I see why you're going in for it. I'm not saying it's a bad moment. It's definitely on the list. Yes. That's all I got. Like that's all I got.
Bougie Girl says she's giving Bish, I'm getting a mil an episode, and it was very that. It was the look itself, but it was the casual. It was the casual cuntiness of it. It was just like very. I'm just chatting with friends. Oh, smiles and Zendaya.
Right. That's kind of what it was really giving. And I was like, well, okay, like, all right. And it made me think about her again. I was like, okay, well, this is good. This is cute.
Like, yeah, and I recall her having cute outfits, but this was like, for me, her moment where you was like, oh, okay, this is not some little girl playing with fashion. This is a bitch that knows how to serve a look. Because on another person, that dress would have, I mean, it's made for a small-breasted woman. That dress is not made for a big titty broad. It is not made for a big titty broad.
I couldn't put the girls into that. I definitely couldn't put the girls in there.
Right. Hey Desmond. Hey Luby. Bougie Girl say if you say ready, you ain't got to get ready. Exactly. I mean, it was just, like I said, that Robert was giving us everything. It was like, what? It was like her head's a good bob moves like a half second behind you.
But you do realize that is one of my absolute fucking favorite haircuts on a woman, and specifically an inverted bob. Like when you go to Vidal Sassoon, you turn to the side and that hair is up here like this and it falls down. Baby, when I tell you I get excited, like I almost get like an erection because I feel like that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen on a woman because it's so versatile. It worked. And baby, when it's cut right, the movement, like just like when she whip, and it falls right back into place. Girl. See, this is how I knew I was
getting. Bougie Girl. Yeah, that dress is probably not made for you without some, we'll just call it architectural reinforcements.
Yeah, I'm good. Listen, sis, I'm gonna go ahead and second that.
Oh, wait a minute. Luby says gowns, beautiful gowns. Luby, you weren't feeling the ensemble?
Listen, it was okay. For me, and maybe Lou is in that same. It was okay. It was okay. But
Bougie Girl say, bitch, just say harness.
Girl, listen, I will help. Listen, I'll be one of you behind the stage with the duct tape and the boning, trying to tell you, girl, lift them up, girl, lift them up, girl. I'm trying to get this tape on.
Right.
Like I will be. Listen, I'll be there trying to do that for you.
Yeah, I thought we was going to do a recap of the NAACP looks.
We had a brief conversation. But I assumed that when you brought it to light that you were going to go ahead and do the honors. No, I did not do anything for the NAACP.
Well, that's clear.
At all.
And so when you said, yeah, we could do it, I was like, great. Get right on that.
Me? Right there. Right there. Great. Get right on it. I'm like, what?
That's honestly what I assumed. But you know what? Never fear, because a bitch knows how to Google. So let's just dive right into it, because we don't have a lot of stuff to talk about on the shoe. So listen, we can make this work. So
Oh yeah.
let me add this to the stream
Cool.
and then get in here. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger.
Hey, oh, I didn't even see all my peoples. First of all, hey, Bougie Girl. Hey, Eccentric. Oh, there's Desmond. Hey, listen. Hey, Rashida. And then I see, oh, Spiller Boy's here. What's going on, bro? What up, Nuckle? What up, Nuckle?
No, let's not do that.
Girl, these.
Yeah, no.
Robert. Bougie's so funny. she said, if you get an erection, my ass is going to hurry up and grow these sides out to get the weed, to get the bob. I mean,
oh yeah, Robert. So it looks like you learn stuff every day. So I'm trying to see if I can make this so we just see the picture and not all the side shit. All right, so okay, that looks good. All right, so let me go back to the screen and pull that, and we can start. So this is via people. So we'll start with people. So Zendaya was good. So this is vintage Versace.
Is it?
So, yeah, this I saw the pictures of this on the runway as a result of this, not because I followed Versace, but yeah, this is vintage Versace.
This feels very, very pedestrian right here. But okay. But
yeah, the dress itself is not what sold it. It's her that sold it.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union. This dress is very mom found a fabulous dress at the outlet mall, and now we're going out to brunch. But it's beautiful.
This is Gabrielle giving my Mother's Day dress that my baby done picked out for me. That's what this is.
I mean, it's not an ugly dress. It's just nothing. It doesn't really put any toot in my horn.
But I do like Gabby, though.
I do like Gabby. Janelle Monáe, this red is redding.
Let me just explain to you how motherfucking sexy Janelle Monáe is all the fucking time. Like, I literally watched her in the Knives Out movie that she was in. Mm-hmm. And baby, when she turned, listen, Miss Janelle Monáe was giving looks the entire time. It was like they turned around. It was like, who's that over in the corner? Bitch, Miss Janelle Monáe. She glows. Everything about her just glows. And this, like you said, the red, everything looks good on her. It looks great on her. Like bright colors just look amazing on her.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just adjusting our screen for maximum effect.
Yes, thank you, Eccentric Glass Onion. That listen, and that haircut was everything. Thank you, Louboutin. That haircut was everything.
Yeah.
She's definitely one of those beautiful women for me.
So Angela Bassett, this was a no for me. This didn't do it for me.
Oh, I felt like Anna Wintour. It was like when you get dressed and you're going out the door, you edit and take something off. And the one thing I was taking off was these motherfucking poofy sleeves.
Yes.
Everything else was fine.
I also didn't care for the wig. I felt like it was too low on her. And the bang was a little too low.
I could even excuse that, but it's the sleeves for me. I'm like, no. But the white, this solid white, jumpsuit, catsuit situation, because not catsuit, but like solid white pantsuit situation, I can see it. She got the girls up. She looked like she's very confident. She feels comfortable in it. I'm just not a fan of the sleeve.
It was giving a little bit too. It was a little too cha-cha for me.
I don't even know if it's cha-cha. It just feels very, just much.
This is a no.
So listen, this is another woman who I always thought is a beautiful woman. She's grown into become a beautiful woman. She was a cute little girl. She's a beautiful woman. I hope that she figures out her style because she's very either all the way in it and it's a hit or it's a miss. And for me right now, it's a miss. I'm not sure if it's the color, if it's the shape. I'm not sure what this is, but it's something. I don't know if it's the hair. I'm not sure what this is, but it's not doing what I need to do.
Kerry Washington. The dress is fine, but the way this is cut makes it look like it's falling off and you can see her bra.
Well, that was the intent, and I'm okay with the way the gap. Listen, let's zoom in on this shoe for a second.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. But
listen, this
just
shoe
look
is
at the shoe.
I love a woman, and I have said, and Spiller Boy knows this. We talk about this all the time. I love to see a woman in a motherfucking high heel and something around her ankles. It is so fucking sexy to me. It screams absolutely. And when I see like a full woman with something around her ankles, and maybe she got maybe even a little bow leg situation going on, baby, when I say she can command the room, oh my God, that thing, come on, girl.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Cheryl Lee Ralph. This was, oh my God. Oh, she looked like I'm Fruitsy Tootsie. I got fruit on my hat. Fresh fruit, fun for a snack. If you are from DC, you know. I'm Fruitsy Tootsie. I got fruit on my hat. Fresh fruit, fun for a snack. This was a total miss for me. It was a no for me. It was this was like, I'm horrified.
I can't. I can't.
You know, if we were doing Slade, this would be literally traumatized.
So you know what I was also thinking about when I saw this? I was thinking that she could have been an extra in the Coming to America sequel.
Yes. Yes.
But even that,
she is playing the mother or the auntie in one of those terrible Nigerian productions.
Listen, this is not doing it for me. And I think Shirley Rock, once again, beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not. And then Trey, yours on Fudsicle.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing Fudsicle. Quinta in this picture does not give it, but this dress was
the dress is amazing, but it's like she's short and stuffed in it. It's like,
yeah, this dress makes her look shorter.
Yeah, she's giving. You know what she's giving right now? She's really giving one of Marge Simpson's sisters right now. All she needs is a cigarette. And like, hey,
right.
You're gonna end up MCB Awards.
Tracy Ellis Ross does not try too hard. I mean, this isn't terrible. I mean, I think this is a cute little something. My favorite part, of course, is these bangles.
These bangles are everything, and that's the one thing I'll give Tracy. Tracy will give you. It's the details for me with Tracy. Mm-hmm. It's always it's you have to pay attention to the details with Tracy, and this seems like it's quintessential Tracy in that there's something that's just plain, but the details of this bracelet, like these bracelets look amazing.
Right.
Yeah. And that earring too, let me be clear. Now listen, Miss Marseille. Listen, Marseille.
Okay.
Marseille.
I see it for you a little bit.
She's giving very regal woman. It's like from here up, I'm thinking Whitney Houston-ish, just the shape of it type of situation, like something that she's worn before. Mm-hmm. But I like this look on her. Like this look on her. She looks really good.
I was just in Walgreens the other day looking for another bath poof.
Shower curtain.
And they were all out of the little bath poofs.
Oh, you were looking for the
doily? I know where they went.
You were looking for the doily that you find at the Best Way or at the Shoppers World, so that you could put that on the back of your grandmama's toilet. Is that what you're talking about?
That's that right. Too. Mm-hmm. All of that.
Mm-hmm. That's what.
Don't get me wrong. I love Miss Latifah, but that's a no for me.
But now listen. I do like a ruffled train. I will say that I do like that. Something about it, I do like it.
I like this color on her, but it's too much going on with this dress. It looks like crushed tissue paper.
I don't know how I feel about it. Issa is another person who, she's a beautiful woman and jewel tones look amazing on her. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about this. I just don't know.
I know I don't like it.
Listen, she is given 70s heroin chic.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, and it works. It works for me. Like this, it's something about it works for me. Like
I understood Uncle Clifford's rule number 55,236. Be the
Listen,
baddest bitch at the ball.
this right here is giving what I needed. And it's like George said, Donna Summer is Donna Summers, very
Now
studio.
she's looking like Alicia Keys' better put together sister.
How about that? Instead of Alicia Keys, it's more like Alicia Remote Control. Mm-hmm.
This color on Viola is amazing to me, and it's simple. I've seen this dress on her in better lights. I just don't think it showed up well against this pink backdrop.
So I like her hair and I like the color of
Mm-hmm.
the gown, and that's it. I like this hair on.
I also think that she kept up some of the workout routine that she had from the Woman King, and it's giving a little bit man body in a woman's dress.
Well, she's always had a little bit of. She always had a little bit of definition. She always had a little bit of
I
definition.
mean, but now it does kind of. I mean, and listen, no shade if you have a more sort of manly cut, but we have a show to put on and we have bitches to talk about, and she got more money than we do and more talent than she do, but this is it just I've seen this dress on her in other photo shoots and it just does not read well here.
Well, there it is. So I saw this earlier.
It's a no for me.
And I wanted to like it. I really did because I really like Regina Hall. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. But I have yet to see Regina Hall in something where I can say that bitch is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And I've yet to see her in anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yet to. Now the construction of the dress or how it's made, I like that, but I don't like it on her. None of this.
You know what?
We're gonna respect the legends. We're gonna give
I
them
respect the legend, but whoever there is a fine line between good makeup and drag queen, and she has crossed the line. She looks like a drag queen.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't even have a problem with her makeup because I think her makeup looks fine, at least from here. This looks fine. Now you want to get close up on it or whatever? You want to get? Can you zoom in on her?
That's about as much as I can do.
I don't think her makeup looks bad. I think she actually looks really soft right here, and I think that's fine because you also have to allow for the lights. The problem that I'm having is
This thing, you're looking quite harsh.
But the problem that I'm having with this is it feels very much like I have a black dress in my closet available for any occasion. I can throw it on and I can go somewhere. That's what this feels like. It was an afterthought.
This whole outfit just feels drag queeny to me.
I don't know what that sounds like or what that feels like, but I mean, it's the dress for me. It's just very much of like it's a dress, and that's all it is. But I actually like her makeup. I think her makeup looks good.
And that was it. I mean, there are plenty more, but we are not going through all 5,000 people who were at the event. So,
yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Janet Jackson, so
yeah.
Janet Jackson. Hold on, let me just share the picture because you got to see what this kid looks like. Y'all remember TJ Jackson, who was in the group 3T?
It's not, the picture's not up if you're showing, if you're
Oh, I gotta remember to share it.
Yeah.
So Janet Jackson's nephew, TJ Jackson, says her shows are overly sexualized in a way that degrades women.
And let me tell you something. The black Twitters and the black Instagram folks and the black Facebook and the black they are letting him have it.
As they should.
Letting him absolutely have it.
Lots of times you should just keep your fucking mouth shut. Most times you should keep your mouth shut. Shut it.
Listen.
Shut it. We do not care. You are the son of Tito Jackson.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Because your claim to fame is not even 3T. You are the son of Tito Jackson,
Who is a bad motherfucker who can play the bass
yes,
to save your fucking life.
yes,
You
he
was in a
can.
group that had like one album.
But
He was cute though back in the day. I was in love with the three of them. I wanted to have a foursome with them. But I like him.
listen, it's
I
pretty
like,
damaged.
I used to have had this infatuation with pretty young light skinned boys, but
Pretty and damaged, and it just is what. And it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But
Trey George, that's a double homicide, baby. But yeah, that look, it's a whole lot going on, and it's social media these days has made people feel like the world owes their dumbass opinions. He says the video shows the All For You hitmaker dancing seductively. It even shows her pretending to perform oral sex on a fan. He says, I never liked when she did this in concerts either. I don't like when females, red flag, are overly sexualized in art. It degrades and objectifies women in a way that's not healthy. I prefer the that's the way love goes, Janet. I mean, she had on a bra and but my thing is, people,
listen.
if you were going to say this about some young girl fresh in the industry, maybe I could see that. Although also I still don't think that's your opinion. But Janet Jackson is fully in control. The whole album was called fucking Control. But especially at 55, which she's 55, right? Or so, or thereabouts.
She's 50. Yes, 54.
Yeah.
She'll be 55.
She controls her own image. So anything that you see Janet Jackson doing is, if she's being sexualized, it's because she wants to portray her sexuality. And there's nothing wrong with that.
She is purposeful with her image.
Right.
At this point, and has always been up to a certain point. So, and the other part of that is her image was also a part of her brand at that particular time.
Right.
We just gonna call it what it is. So
yeah, also, just shut up. No one gives a fuck what you think.
And here's the other thing. Your ass needs to go sit down, because if it wasn't for her and other women like her doing some of the things that they have done, your daddy might not have looked at any of these women any other way, and your ass might not be here. So just go sit down. Just go sit down.
Desmond said, I love Miss Janet, but we're not going. Child, I love her, but I think she needs drug screening. Like what?
I think he's talking about I think he's talking about TJ, because I know he's not talking about Janet. I just know he's not. You doubling down saying, yup, you said it? Oh, okay, bitch. I got you. I got you. I got you, bitch. So what you saying is it's all out war now. It's so I need to say something about Queen B. That's what you're saying. Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh, we're not going to talk about Beyonce. This is no one mentioned anything about Beyonce. We are not going to have no negative talk about Beyonce.
I mean, but he started. I'm asking a question. I'm asking a very valid question. That's it.
What is there to say about Beyonce other than that she's amazing?
We'll go with that.
Oh, after that documentary on VH1, I think she got that Michael Jackson thing going on. Are we talking about the plastic surgery, or are we talking about propofol? That's what I want to know. Because I would see, if we talking about surgery, I feel like she's been teetering on the edge of Madam for a minute.
And your point is what?
Oh, propofol. And I don't have any evidence of that, but the evidence of the plastic surgery is all over her face.
And your point is what?
She need to stop with the plastic surgery.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
That's your opinion.
I mean, why you so,
I mean, listen. I'm just trying.
your,
I'm making a statement.
your tone feels very pointed right now.
Does it?
It does. So anyway, so what did you do this weekend? So tell me how Nelly's was with Cedric, DJ Cedric.
Okay. So listen.
We want an honest. We want an. This is an epic opinion. This is an epic opinion.
This is an epic thought. This is where we are. Here's my thought. I went to Nelly's thinking that I was going to see DJ Cedric, and I had to catch myself and I had to realize that, you know what? Cedric is not the same person that he was 15 years ago, or even 20 years ago, or even 5 years ago. So I didn't really expect all of that. I also thought about the landscape and how Nelly's was laid out. But
he was upstairs.
Fuck you, Des.
He was upstairs.
He was upstairs, and he was outside on the back patio. So
that means you could have stood on the street corner and heard him play.
Well, you know, it's closed in because they have the plastic on the sides. And it's closed, so you can hear the vibration maybe, but like that's about it. But it was not. First of all, the crowd is what threw me off. I understand this is at Nelly's. I understand that my ass is old, but I also understand it was a very mixed crowd. It was lots of males, lots of females, non-binary, everything in this place. The music,
so they wasn't necessarily there for Cedric per se.
Well, may not, but I don't know. But his music was still being played throughout the whole place. Now, I've recognized that as a DJ, you should know your crowd and play to your crowd. And Cedric does a good job at that. So I will definitely say that. But, and Dez and Spiller Boy will know what I'm saying about this. He pulled a D-Rock on me and he played Follow Me for about, and listen, I've said this before. There's this DJ in Pittsburgh.
He played the long version, like the 35-minute version.
Right. She loved that fucking song, and they used to get on my last nerve because at one point,
so it's like that episode of Pose where Pray Tell kept playing that one Donna Summer song, or was it Diana Ross? Because that was the song from his youth.
All of that. And so when he played that, I was like, it always threw me off. I was like, ugh, why are we playing this song? I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, oh my God. But that was it. He played probably 3 songs, and they were like, Follow Me. He played I think he played Crystal Waters, and I think he played something else that was like a house version of that.
Love is the Message. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Those are the only songs that he played. Those 3 songs.
So he didn't play like Cedric. He ain't play no gospel house music, and we ain't hear no Take Me Higher. I would have been pissed.
None of that.
Been pissed that I got my ass up off my comfortable ass Saturday night sofa to come hear you play some basic bitch shit.
And on top, but the good thing for me was that when I got there, it was almost like a reunion. So Maximus showed up, and a few other people showed up that I haven't seen in a while. So like Maximus' best friend Javan, and then like Cardi came, and then it was Vernon, and it was me and Harry, and you know, it was like a whole bunch of us. So we kind of got together, and I realized it was like, damn, this is like over 30 years that I've known all these people, and we've all been hanging out, and bitch, we're still here. And it was like that sort of thing. And so we took a picture and all that good stuff, and that was fine. But it was like, all right, like I felt good about that, but that was it. Now the parking situation and getting down there, and then the streets was closed and everything else. And then I got up in the joint.
How much was it to get in?
Who said it was paid? Who you had to pay to get in?
Oh, it was free to get in?
I don't know if everybody else paid to get in, but I know I marched my happy ass in that door. I did not pay a dime.
They ain't even asked to see your ID?
Oh, yeah, they asked to see my ID. That was fine, but I didn't pay. I walked in, they directed me to the bar, and I was like, I'm going upstairs. He said, you don't want a drink? I was like, I'm going upstairs. I got upstairs, and I got a drink, and then that was it.
Oh, okay.
I did spend $17 on a motherfucking drink, and I was just like, okay.
$17 for one drink. Yet another reason why I was glad I stayed my ass home, because I was excited, like initially. It's one of those things. It's like on Wednesday, I saw him post about it. And so Wednesday, I was like,
really, silly boy? Really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Okay.
Who asked you for ID?
Okay.
The shade.
Okay.
The shade.
All right. Uh-huh.
But you know how you on Wednesday, you like, girl, we are going to go. We're going to turn this girl out on Saturday. Thursday, like, yeah, we're going to turn it out. Friday, it was like, yes, bitch, we are going to turn it out. Saturday, I was like,
wait, it was a text message because it was like, oh, bitch, you coming? Yeah, I'll see you there. All right, good. Later on that evening, as we got closer to like the witching hour, because we were trying to figure out what time.
Right. Because like Saturday around like 5 p.m., you were like, yeah, I'm going to take a disco nap. I was like, yeah, I'm just laying down here. I'm going to get ready in a little bit and get ready to go. And then like at 9 o'clock.
And then I even did some shit that I used to do when I used to go to tracks. And Des will tell you this. I got on the floor and I started stretching. And I was like, let me go ahead and get my stretch on. Because I was like, bitch getting old. I can't just pop out like I used to. Let me go. I'm stretching and shit. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm trying. I got my leg out. I'm all stretch. Bitch.
I texted you around about 9 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming.
I'm not going to make it.
Yes.
Like I done got here on this couch. And I was like, bitch, I know that feeling. I know that feeling oh so well. And I've done it several times. And for me, what it is if I'm running around all day, and the moment I get home, and bitch, I take off this shoe, not the right one, but the left one.
Mm-hmm.
When I take that left shoe off, baby, you might as well just cancel Christmas. It is over. It is over.
Yeah, I have been running around doing errands all day. And so I was just like, no.
I said no. I said good day, sir.
Right. Yeah, so that's that. I already am lying to myself about going to see him on Friday at the Ugly Mug.
Oh, he's going to be at the Ugly Mug on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now, I'm saying I'll go. Ask me on Friday evening after work. We'll see.
Well, bitch, so listen, if he's going to be at the Ugly, so we're going to go ahead and plan to go to the Ugly Mug on Friday to go see something.
I think I might actually, I did say I want to start going out more and being a little bit more sociable.
Because you have to work
in town. Because bitch, if I was saying to somebody, maybe it was my boyfriend, about if this same, no, it wasn't him. It was Maximus, in fact, because we talked a little bit about after the shenanigans on Sunday.
But just to be clear,
what?
Bitch, we need to have a conversation about the manual and how that is going to be a ticket to your infamy. Just the manual. How to, and put it all in the book. I'm telling you, the reads the manual. You are going to create a book called The Manual, and you are going to dissect how this is happening or how this can happen. I'm telling you, bitch, you're going to make money. I'm telling you.
All I did was tell the truth to shame the devil.
Listen, we're not going to promote nothing. We're not going to talk about nobody or nothing. Well, actually, we can because it's our show, but it don't make a damn difference. But again, that's not what we're here for, because we're not gassing up nobody else. And if anything, we gassing up us. Matter of fact, everybody in here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody else to come like, share, subscribe to us. That's what we're doing.
All anyone needs to know from the manual is that I have been reading bitches since 1988. And actually well before that.
This is kind of late, honey.
I have been reading the kids since I was in the 4th grade.
That sounds more appropriate, because when we start to get our words together, because for me it was somewhere around that 12, 13 time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I got a little extra saucy, honey. That's what it came from. Yeah.
It was like, I know you call, and because the girls were always, their go-to insult was like,
oh, you're fat.
Oh, you're fat. I was like, bitch, you have a Just thinking about the moment. I'm like, bitch, you have a
Which I know what you're going to say.
like, bitch, you have a dead tooth. How dare you fix your face to talk about my shapes, but every time you open your mouth, this black tooth is staring back at us.
Listen, and it's something innate because listen, I have been witness to a Dominion read. I have been witness to a Desmond read. I have been witness to a Spillerboy read, which is on a nightly broadcast. I might as well say on fucking YouTube, as he gathers the kids all the fucking way together, and just in life, it's just so many reads. So listen, the kids, there's an innate ability to read the children that just comes out. We need to put this in.
And you know, I listen. And so what had happened was a letter was sent, accusations made, full of fuckery. My name, you know, and lots of accusations are made. And my rule about accusations is that if it's about a good friend of mine, I will state the facts. But if my name isn't in it, I'm only gonna get so deep in it. But if you start putting my name in it, oh well, then girl, I'm gonna let you have it. I mean, I could have started. No, I'm and you know, as I've gotten older, it's been not about scoring points by talking about your, you know, like Dorian Corey said, we're not going to talk about your ridiculous shape because everybody knows your shape is ridiculous and you know it too. We're not here to talk about that. I'm telling the facts. And if you feel shaded by the facts, then
sorry, don't know what else to tell you.
And that's actually what I said to Cujo, because Cujo was like, I was on another call when I saw this email come through and I read it, and then he called me and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Hell no, I'm not okay," because this bitch is talking foolishness. And then I sent it out, and then we had a conversation about it afterwards, and I was like, and I was like, I should have said something about this, and this. It's like, no, just stick to the facts, honey, because the facts are already shady enough.
There it is. I'm kind of, and see, I said that before because we talked about this last week, and I mentioned because I was mentioning that somebody posted on Facebook about it was a meme saying something about when people say that start the dirty dozens or start reading or whatever, I'm always the person they tell me to sit down because I go too far, and I'm like, well, bitch, I mean, that's what the fuck we doing. Like, and for me, I feel like I can shut some shit down in 2 sentences, but I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to go back and forth with you. I just want to like, boom.
Listen, I fight with words the same way I fight with fists. Once I get you on the ground, I kick you so that you stay down.
So
my good friend in high school. So I was going to, there was a person that I wanted to go to the prom with, and I asked her. She initially said yes, but then, I mean, there was nothing romantic with us at all, but there was someone that she really liked, and then he finally got his thumb out of his ass and asked her out. And so she said, hey, you know, I know we said whatever, but I think I want to go with him. Okay, sure, fine. And then, so I asked somebody else. My friend, one of our mutual friend group was like, we were sitting around, so I was like, ha, that's why you had to ask 2 girls out to the prom. I was like, girl, you don't have no money for a prom ticket. You don't have no money for a dress. You don't have no money to get your hair cut. Your mama won't let you leave the house after 10 o'clock. So when was you ever going to go to the prom? And by this time, she was crying. And then everybody's looking at me like, why would you say that? The bitch should have opened her mouth and she wasn't prepared to...
Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
I did not say anything crazy. I mean, I did feel bad. And that was like 33 years ago at this point. But at the time I was like, bitch, she says she started talking shit. So I listen. What did Miss Coco Aviant say? She said, "Bring it." So I brought it, and she couldn't carry.
Baby, listen. So everything was buzzing off the like between the phone, the messaging, the Facebook, the Twitters, the Instagram, everything was buzzing. Well, child, I got on the call.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the call with a nanny, and bitch, he decided to reach out to Karen from finance, otherwise known as Louboutin. Bitch, look, I was dying because Louboutin, it was already late that night. Louboutin was already on his way to bed. He was like, now, God damn it, I done got the fuck up. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, now, what the? Karen from finance had me in tears because she took off the finance hat and put the legal hat on and started saying FERPA. Baby, I could not get myself together. I was falling out.
I like what Desmond said. Give it to them where they bring it at.
Listen,
Exactly. You don't
listen,
say nothing crazy. I won't say nothing crazy.
listen.
Because you know what? In the case of what just happened over the weekend, you could have just left.
And just call. And that's the whole point for me. I don't. This is
You thought you was gonna leave and light bitches up going out the door. You know what he thought? He thought this was that episode of Real World where the white girl was like, "Oh, we can never be friends, David, because you're gay," and thought she walked out. David ran after that ass, rolled that window down, and popped that bitch in the face. He
yeah,
thought he was gonna be that white girl that was gonna say something crazy and then get in the taxi and leave. He didn't know that I was David and I was going to run my fat ass out to that car, make her roll that window down, and tag her in the side of the face real quick.
all I know is it could have been a very easy thing. Just separate, pull away, and go.
You could have just been like, hey, I'm moving in a different direction now.
That's
Or
it.
you all are moving in a different direction. And I mean, which was still a little shady, but you started calling like names.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing that got me. I was like, why are we doing? But listen. I'm not here to hype up nothing with
And you know, and then of course, somebody was messaging me today. Someone be a lion. That's all I'm gonna say. Message me was like, oh, I heard so and so did such and such. And so it's like, all right, I'm the chair of the council now. So, I said what I said. I did not say anything out of pocket. I just recited the facts. And so I'm gonna keep reciting the facts. I was like, yes, he left. I wish him the best in his future endeavors.
That's all we got. That's where we at. Like, that's it. I was laughing because I was reading what was in the message or in the email message, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, why at these 50 plus years of age would you even care about any of that?
Because some of it was just like,
I'm
mad.
7 years old. Like,
you're saying, all right, we're going too far into it. Anyway, yeah. So,
but anyway.
I have too much life of my own to live to dedicate any more energy to it. I'm successful. What I built from the ground up is successful. So I'm resting on that. If you don't want to be a part of that, that's fine. I'm happy for whatever path you choose in your life. You know what? Tupac said something, and it's ironic that he and Biggie got in this beef. He was like, remember when Biggie got before he got killed, he got injured, and somebody was like, oh, Tupac, you must feel good about that. He was like, just because I don't want you to sit at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat. So that's part of my philosophy. It was like, bitch, I don't fuck with you, but that doesn't mean I want anything bad to happen to you. That just means we don't fuck with each other. That doesn't mean that I want you to die some horrible death or something crazy like that. So listen, grow from love, ho.
Let me be clear, because none of these feelings are towards who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say there's several bitches I want to choke on a motherfucking rusty nail as it slides down their throat. There's several of them. He's not one of them, but I'm just saying there's several people. But but that's me. That's not anybody else. And I commend you on your growth because I'm still stuck in that.
Did you know what that is?
I'm still stuck in that. Yes, that is growth for you. For you. For me, I'm still
Because
stuck in it.
there was a time not too long ago, I'd be like,
I'm still
ooh,
stuck in it
wee.
with
I'm
certain
gonna listen, I'm gonna throw some marbles in his path as he's walking down the stage.
people. I'm still stuck in there, and then I'm gonna leave it at that.
I mean, it's
But
still one or two people that if I see them, it's like, you know what? I used to be like, oh, I hope you don't need a kidney and I'm the only match.
it's never gonna happen.
Cause you, baby, you just need to make peace with your maker.
It's never gonna happen. And unfortunately for me, some of my experiences, which brought me to this point, not only deal with people just in general, but people that are close to me, and or maybe some of them even blood relations. So,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I always say that if a bitch can cut off somebody, a blood relative, bitch, you ain't got no chance.
Right. You
And
know,
that's
I have done that with a lot of my family, but I've also been hearing and understanding this term trauma response. And I realized that now, let's be clear. In your case with your family, and in my case with my family, them bitches deserve to get cut off. And what they did was cut off a bull. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like some of I just mean, collective our responses that we think are, oh, bitch, that's just how I am. It's like, no, it's because these things happen in your life. And so now you've built a pattern in your life in order to protect you from this situation ever happening again. And it's something that I had to learn and unlearn, not only in my personal life with my boyfriend, even using the word boyfriend, but also in my professional life. I realized, like, girl, like after a year and a half at a job, I'd be like, it is time to start. And because, and I'll just share this, right? The way that I've dealt with my parents' death, both of my parents' death, there's a honeymoon phase where you can only think about all of the good about them. And for me, that lasts like a couple of years. And now, and because like when my mother died in 1999, for like 2 or 3 years, I was like, why did I used to be so mad at her? Because I could just never remember. Intellectually, I sort of knew what it was, but I couldn't access that emotion still. And then after I sort of processed through the grief, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not mad still because obviously she's passed, but I could access what it was that annoyed me and one of the reasons why I was so pressed to go away to college. And the same thing with my father, but my father's things were much more recent. And um, my parents argued all the time. Like they should have gotten divorced when I was like 10.
Okay.
And so my response is, people think, oh, yeah, you're loud, you're whatever. But I do a lot to avoid conflict, both professionally and personally. So, like, anytime the job starts to get, what we start having these interpersonal conflicts or whatever, I'm like, trauma response, I got to get the fuck out of here. I couldn't do that when I was a child because where the fuck was I going to go at 12 years old when your parents are yelling and screaming and throwing things at each other? But what did I do the moment I turned 18? Well, not the moment I turned 18, but the moment I could get out of that house, I dipped. We didn't have to be at Florida A&M University until August 13th, 1989, but I literally was packed and living out of a trunk in my own fucking house on June 15th. I was ready to go.
That was the day you graduated from high school?
We graduated from high school on June the 5th. It took me 10 days to get all of that shit together, to get a trunk. FAMU had given you a list of shit that you were supposed to bring as a freshman. I put all that shit together on the 15th and started. I would like wash my clothes and put them back in the trunk. And I didn't think about that for like 35 years, but that was what I did. And the same thing with my personal relationship. most of my relationships, me being a dom allowed me to craft a relationship where I didn't have to deal with what some things other people will put up with because I'm the master and you're the slave. Because this is why I didn't argue in relationships, because arguments to me are yelling, screaming. It's like super discomfort because it never was healthy argument. It was never like we're having a disagreement, we're going to either agree to disagree or move on, and then we're still going to love each other. No, it was just one argument that just sort of stopped because people ran out of steam or people had to go to work or do whatever. And then the argument picked back up in another form the next day or 2 days later. So it was always this constant walking on eggshells. And so that's why I don't like all of that.
Hmm.
Anyway, I did not know this was going to be turned into the BGKH therapy hour.
Listen, it's all right. That's what we do. This is helpful. It's healthy. Therapy is good. Everybody needs to go in and lay down on somebody's couch. And I'll be the first person to say, even though I've been on one side of it, I've never been laid down on it. Actually, I take that back. I have gone to talk to a therapist at one particular point. What we were allotted with our job, with our EAP program, whatever.
Yeah.
She was absolutely useless as far as I was concerned. But whatever. So I can't say I've never been. So I did do that. Yeah. But anyway, therapy is healthy, and this is cathartic, and that's what we're doing. Everybody sitting here talking about their stuff, because I know even Bougie put something in here talking about the other sibling, and that's a whole other conversation I'm gonna have with her offline anyway, because I still got to have some more conversations with her offline anyway, as is. So
yeah. And I think it's good to talk about this, not in a woe is me, because I do not feel woe is me, but you know how I am. I don't like people in my business, so I just generally don't talk about this sort of thing, because I've been considering my boyfriend for a while, but I don't need the girls. He already told me that some of our brothers and mutual friends have been in his inbox saying some crazy shit. And because you know how the girls do, they don't want you until they find out you got a man. And so I'm never going to be that person that's like in a relationship with Azamek, because I don't need everybody to be in my business like that. But when I talk about these trauma responses and stuff, because a lot of us at our big age are dealing with stuff as children, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us.
No.
It's just, okay, can you look at the patterns in your life and see how those patterns were informed by things? Because
and Bougie, I felt that. You just said. I felt that. That was from your spirit.
I felt that too. Because, not to put anyone else's business in the streets, but for the longest time, I had forgotten about all of that, because it was like once I went away to college and didn't have to be exposed to that, over 30 plus years, I had forgotten. I remember that I was living out of a suitcase, but I never could remember why or really thought about it, in a very long time. And then I had a conversation with my sister where I was focusing on like all of the happy memories of my childhood, because it wasn't 100% negative, and we certainly was not abused. It wasn't like the neighbors next door where you could hear them screaming from the parents beating the shit out of them so bad. So it wasn't like that. But my sister, I'm not telling her story, but her experience of my parents
is different than yours.
Our parents is different, and she started to tell me some things, and I was like, well, bitch,
listen,
I tried to reconcile her experience with our parents with my experience, and then I started having like these. It wasn't like how when someone is like abused and they like repress it. It wasn't like that. It was more just I chose not to. I was out of that situation, so I could breathe and move on.
It wasn't important. It had nothing to do with you. That's why you weren't thinking about it. And that's not a shady thing, but it wasn't in your purview. It wasn't anything you thought about.
Right. And then so it took me some time thinking through it. So I said, well, how can I reconcile these good memories of my parents that I have with some of the not so good memories that my sister had? because obviously my sister wasn't lying, and obviously these are the same people.
Right.
So I was like, did all this other shit happen and I wasn't paying attention? But then I started to think about, well, maybe that's why maybe that's why I was in my room reading all the time, because I was in my own separate world as a way to not have to deal with all of the foolishness that was going around on in my house. I think of it as, oh, I was the kid for where they had to put in a rule at Sarath Clinton Library that you couldn't take out more than 10 books at one time, because I would take out 1,000 books so that I could spend my whole time in my room reading and not have to interact with all of the other foolishness going on around me.
Listen, I that same experience, because we both have sisters or siblings. You know, my mother shared some shit with me one time, and I was just like, why would you even say that to me now? Like, why? And again, like you, I was like, that's not how I remember it. That's not how I remember anything. And you know, then there's 11 years age difference, and it's a whole bunch of shit. And then for like a hot second, I started to like take on some guilt, and I was like, whoa. That ain't got nothing. That's not your experience. And then I had to, like you, I had to separate it and take it for what it was. But then there was a time where I also tried to be more sympathetic, or empathetic, I guess, with her feelings, or with her feelings about our parents. Because for me, I don't really have any feelings about one of my parents versus I don't have about one of them, my father in particular. Whereas her experience was completely different. So, listen, family dynamics are interesting, and you know, being able to sit down and talk to people, whether it's, you know, extended family and or a therapist or whatever, like, you know, it's good because it makes you remember stuff, and sometimes it makes you at an older point in your life start to recognize that my view isn't the only view. There's other views. This is a whole, like, you know, kaleidoscope of views on each other. And so, like, I think I even shared with you, I have there's a picture of my mom that I took of her with her best friend. And my mom has always been my mom, and that's just what she is. Like, I know she was a little girl and she was a kid and all that type of stuff, but I never saw her I saw her as my mom, like, all the time. Well, in this picture, when I look at it, I can see my mother as a little girl with her best friend in this picture. And this picture is very special to me because it makes me think about all the relationships that I have with people that I'm close with. Because it's like, and I looked at her and I looked at her body language and the way you take pictures and how you kind of like get in. And I was just like, there's mutual love, respect, and admiration between the two of them. And I see them as two little girls just like clinging onto each other. Like, it is that sort of thing. So as you get older, you start to look at things a lot differently. But yeah, it's you know, with just being able to look through different viewpoints at the same person or at the same time period or at the same relationship, or people that are in that relationship is always interesting. So enough of this counseling stuff, because I got a little emotional for a hot second.
Right. Well, hold on. Last night I cried, toss and turn, woke up with dry eyes. My mind was racing, feet were pacing. Lord help me, please tell me what I have gotten into. Read my 3 miles to clear my mind.
Not right now. At one point I did, but not right now.
Okay. I'm on an emotional roller coaster. Loving you ain't nothing healthy. Loving you was never good for me. But I can't get off.
Yeah, I gotta listen to her again because she gives me a lot of good shit.
Yes, he does.
And especially it's so this is a memory that I have of Vivian Green with that fucking Maximus. Her song "Gotta Go, Gotta Leave." So I can listen to the words to a song and I can, you know, feel it because of the words, but it's a feeling of the music and everything all together. Because sometimes I don't even really pay attention to the words. Well, baby, I was in this car with Maximus one time. We were going somewhere and he kept playing this song over and over and over again.
Oh.
He was going through a breakup with somebody, and it was this song he kept playing. He was like, bitch, I never knew I could be so mean. And he's banging on the steering wheel shit. And I'm in the passenger seat like,
girl, what is going on? Please get me home first before you have an emotional breakdown.
So that song always makes me think of him. There's several other songs, but that's something. And I was like, bitch, you was going through it. Oh my God. But it makes me again just think about just all the shit that we attach to. And but yeah, that's a funny memory that I have of that man. So that's hilarious.
Desmond, what are you talking about? Are you talking about my little dental pick? My little dental pick microphone?
So y'all really doing this? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. What are you talking about, Desmond?
I'm thinking you talk about when I picked up my little dental pick microphone.
Oh, well, listen,
10 and 2, Maximus. 10 and motherfucking 2.
Baby, listen. Not only was he not at 10 and 2, he banged on the steering wheel so fucking hard. Like I never thought. I know a steering wheel is not like it's solid, but it's not wood. Baby, when he hit the steering wheel kind of bent a little bit, and I was like, bitch, what the fuck is he doing to the steering wheel? Because I never knew I could be so mean. I was like, bitch. And I've said this before about my friend. I love Maximus. Bitch, I can't fight him. He's too heavy-handed. Bitch, he's too fucking heavy-handed. I told that bitch,
just sweep the leg. Just sweep the leg.
I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him in his motherfucking knees. I can't fight him. He's too heavy-handed. Bitch, you get a face off. No, bitch, you too heavy-handed for me. Bitch, I gotta shoot you.
All right, well, let's get to these 3 stories.
Yes. So, listen, did y'all hear that Miss Monique is going to have a comedy special coming up on Netflix? Well, yes, indeed. The rumor is true. Monique is gearing up for the release of her upcoming comedy special with Netflix. This news comes after both parties unveiled the news on Wednesday of last week. And it follows a year-long lawsuit between the two parties. And it's now been settled, according to Vulture. Monique is 55, which I thought she was a little bit older than that, but okay, she's 55. She's not that much older than us, but okay. But she took to Instagram on Wednesday and shared the comedy special's trailer with fans. She said the film will be called My Name is Monique and will premiere on the streaming platform on April 4th. So the trailer for the film begins with the man rapping to the comedian, and then the comedian she then is blips and clips of her talking in between it. She went on to explain why she titled the special My Name is Monique. She also explained what viewers can expect from the film. She said, I give y'all my word, after 72 minutes, y'all gonna know why this shit is called My Name is Monique. Y'all might say, damn, we didn't know we were going to find out all of that. Yes, this one right here is personal. This one right here, when you walk away from this one, you will turn your TV off from this one. You'll say, now we understand that woman. So she went on to explain that there were some things she's going to divulge, and especially that she's never expected to. And she said before, if she felt like I was just focusing on being funny, now she feels like she has something to say. So I'm interested to see what it's going to look like, because for me, one of my all-time favorites, comedy videos or routines was the Queens of Comedy. And when Monique got on that stage, baby, she tore that thing down. I love that special. And then she had another one where she said it was the one called I Could Have Been Your Cellmate or whatever, where she went to the women's prison. That one was funny too. But again, I think I'm looking forward to this comedy special. I want to see what she has to say, because I hope she taps into some of the old, but then some of the current. And then if she's going to be spilling stuff, I hope she's talked about some really deep stuff that we can kind of either relate to, laugh at, or despise, or all of the above at the same time, because it's going to be interesting, I think. So I'm at least I'm hoping it will be. Let's see. Michael B. Jordan. We just had the Creed premiere earlier this week. And so Creed 3 is not only he's not only starring in it, but he's also he makes his directorial debut. And he talked about this during the premiere at the Hollywood premiere at the Chinese Theater. And on the red carpet, he started hinting at more films in the Creed world, where he was quoted as saying, building the Creed universe is something that I'm really excited about. Last year it was announced that MGM was working on a spinoff titled Drago from the screenwriter Robert Lawton. And so we'll see what that brings. But in this Creed 3, Jordan reprises his role of Adonis, the son of Apollo Creed. He's joined on screen by Tessa Thompson, Wood Harris, Florian Montini,
Mhm.
Alicia Rashad, Miles Davis Kent, and Salinas Levia, as well as the incomparable Jonathan Majors, who's getting a lot of buzz lately for several different reasons. They also had a real life boxer in there, Sal Canelo Alvarez, who will make an appearance in the film and was featured in the trailer as well. Former boxer Tony Bellew will reprise his role of Pretty Ricky Conlon. So it's going to be an interesting film. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it premiered earlier this week. And I think it was actually this weekend that it actually premiered. So I'm looking forward to it, even though I haven't seen any of the other Creeds. But
I have zero interest. I still want to go see Quantumania only because Jonathan Majors is in it, but I haven't seen the first two Ant-Mans because I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah, I will definitely say the first one, it's not really anything. The second one, when you watch it, you're just like, all right, I'm halfway interested a little bit, kind of, sort of thing, a little bit, because it kind of ties into Endgame
and all of that.
So it's like that's the only reason why you're trying to connect the tissue throughout all of it or whatever. Right. So it's okay. And I haven't watched it from beginning to end, but again, it is something that I was able to get enough connective tissue to understand why this is important.
Desmond asked, have we seen Michael B. Jordan's Calvin Klein underwear ad? Michael B. Jordan is an attractive man, but he still looks like a little boy in the face to me. So something about him it's like you see this little Jack 13-year-old, you see these little kids be like 13 to 15 years old, and you're like,
well, I will listen.
This is and even though I know he's like 35 or whatever, so
I will say that I've seen the ad, and while I do like you, I feel like Michael B. Jordan is an attractive young man. For me, he has a very nice body. He's very photogenic, but for me, they put him in these black Calvin Kleins for a reason, and for me, he still gives very much of like I'm a young, twinkish, thin, small young man.
Yeah,
and that for me, while I can appreciate it and I think it's attractive,
Desmond said he ain't got no meat,
well,
but he can still get it. Where's the beef?
I mean, that's just but it is what it is. So, but I've seen them, and they're nice pictures. They're nice pictures.
Have we seen Steph Curry in a Calvin Klein ad, Louboutin? Because I would pay to see that. Because I would. Yeah.
Oh, yes, Bougie. This is an Epic House special. That's what this is. Mm-hmm. This is a part of the this is the house line. This is what we wear in the house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. But I haven't seen Steph Curry, the little light skinned fella.
Yeah, that plays for Golden State Warriors.
We need to put some butter on him and put him out in the sun for just a little bit, and just flip him over at about after maybe 15 minutes. That's all. I think he's not bad looking. He's just there to me. That's all. Now his little daughter is absolutely adorable. I think isn't her name Riley or something like that? Because she was the one that walked through the crowd and she was doing like this. She was like, "I see you. I see." I said, that's a little handful right there. So, but anyway, so I also pulled this little piece of information up as well, which I kikied at this myself. Every now and then I find out some stuff on like News of the Weird and just some interesting stories. Mm-hmm. Well, this story I found at the on the U Express it was entitled Family Values. Tony Toto and his wife Frances of Allentown, Pennsylvania, are celebrating 57 years of marriage. And this was reported on WFMZ TV on Valentine's Day. He says, we've been blessed that we have had all these years. He did note that one time when we had a rough patch, he said, yeah, that was a time in 1983 when Frances hired a teenage hitman 5 times to kill Tony.
5 times.
He says, I don't think I was thinking straight. He said, so it was kind of like a love-hate kind of thing, which is why Frances even hired him to come in and take him out. But of course, the murder attempts weren't successful. And Francis and the young hitmen were arrested. She spent 4 years in prison, but their love never wavered. Now, there's the film called I Love You to Death, which stars Tracy Ullman in it. It was made about their troubles, and they became minor celebrities, traveling to movie premieres and giving interviews. Tony and Francis got counseling and committed to better communication, and decades later have a long marriage to show for their efforts.
The person that gave them counseling needs to write a book and have a talk show.
Maybe he needs a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, right. Because this woman went from, she didn't just like snap and like have a minute and get the little dude to cut her grass to try to kill him. She committed to trying to do this 5 times.
5 times, like $5 foot long, 5 times kill his ass. That's what she did.
Right.
That's what she tried to do. So listen, God bless you. But then here's the thing for me. Bitch, you done tried to kill me not once, but 5 times. And bitch, you think I'm going to get back with you? Oh, no, bitch. Go on with that shit.
That's my own trauma response. You ain't got to try to kill me but once. You ain't got, listen.
You ain't got but one time, bitch, to tell me.
You ain't got but one time to send a hitman after me.
That's that shit like, fuck you, Ike Turner. You ain't got but one time to hit me, bitch.
So, yeah.
Oh, Lord. So, some good news. Our girl Keke Palmer is a mom now as of the 27th, which was not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. So that was Monday. She gave birth to her first child. She shares this child with Darius Jackson, who is a fitness instructor and former college football player. And she named the boy that they had, she named him Leotis Leo Andrelton when she had him on Monday. The mom of 48 Hours excitedly shared some of their first family photos together on Instagram after welcoming their newborn son. She said, "Hey, son, born during Black History Month with a name to match, Leotis Andrelton Jackson. Welcome to the world, baby Leo." Baby, I kikied on that because I was like, yeah, that's one of them names that's only his grandmama or his mama or somebody in the family named him and said, we're going to keep this name and keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. So congratulations, Keke. And I've seen pictures of the little baby. It was just a couple of hours. Baby's very fair and straight hair and all that good stuff. That's that good placenta-rich hair and all that good stuff. So let me see him in about a month to see what the baby looked like. But the baby is cute. Baby was very cute. Both the parents are cute. So Keke and her husband are cute, but very cute. So congratulations, Keke.
Well,
and that's all we got as far as stories, though, because that's where we're at.
Let's get into this beautiful bean footage.
That's where we at.
Was lovely. I got to get ready. I got to go to bed because for the 3rd day in a row, they got me up and early at the salt mines. I got to get some kids together about their stuff at the job. So,
baby,
like, listen, girl, do you still want to work here? The answer to that is yes. Then you're gonna have to do a lot better because what you're giving is not what it's supposed to give.
So wait a minute. We just got word back. I'm telling all those young ladies business, but I don't care. because she only watched the show. She didn't know I have the show, but we have to HR and made the final decision after her FMLA stuff, and so it looks like she's getting ready to get that good letter, and yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not.
Oh, your friend, your buddy at work.
My direct report, yes.
Is that your only direct report?
Yeah. My direct report oversees all of the counselors, and so since she's not there, I am essentially overseeing all the counselors.
Oh, just the one that's out on leave with some bullshit ass excuse.
When I say shut down, they shut it down. I was like,
they were like, bring your ass to work on Monday, or was a wrap for you?
That's the report to work letter. That's what we're waiting for. And listen, I had to calculate her days already because they were like, well, because when you apply for FMLA, the time that you are, if it's approved, then all that is covered. But if it's not, then I have to go back and backtrack. So I had to contact ETS and ask them a question about, could you tell me what day she logged in on her computer and from where? What was the geographic location?
Remind me what her issue was again.
Her issue was she was going out of the country with her husband because he's a serviceman.
Oh, this is the one that's in Guam. Oh, and wanted to know if she could keep her job from Guam. No, girl.
Yes. And then she made it a military issue. Then she made it a health issue and all this stuff. So she was going out. Listen.
And then here's the thing. They want to do that, but then they want to be like, then when you like, oh, okay, yeah, you can work from Guam, but we work here from 8 to 5, so you need to be available 8 to 5 East Coast time. And then they're like, oh, well, that's 2 o'clock in the morning here.
Well, if your ass was here, you wouldn't have been up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You'd have been here between 8 and 5.
But this job was never a remote position, so
it was never. And then that's the other part of it as well. It's some old, rinky-dink backdoor handshake issue that she's talking about. It's a mess. And like I said, it's something that I inherited, and I was annoyed that I inherited this mess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay because it's going to be over with. And the person I'm going to bring in is somebody I used to work with at another school that can do the job hands down with their arms tied behind their back. But we'll see. Good. But listen.
Well, all right, kids. It's been a lovely night.
But wait a minute, Bougie. I will text you about that. We can talk about this for a second. But yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, okay. Listen, if we can get more people jobs, the better.
I'm here for it. I've been trying to work with that one over there. Because Desmond always talks about me wearing, I have to wear a name tag and everything. I've been trying to get him a name tag. I'm just saying, he want to do what he want to do. And I mean, I'm just saying,
Well, all right, kids, it's been lovely, but we will talk to you next week.
Bougie funny. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all spending your evening with us. And yeah, it's always a blast. And tonight's therapy session was brought to you by the BGKH show.
All right. Because you know what? We're all human. There you go.
And there it is.
Good night.
Bye.